This episode of Places She Shapes is sponsored by JAC Project Management. Rochelle of PPS Electrical always wanted to work with her hands, but was told early on that being an electrician wasn't a woman's job. In this New Tracks episode, Rochelle talks about coming back to that ambition in her mid-20s, training as an electrician, working on a nuclear site, and trying to change construction from the ground up with Herbasix, a platform built to give people on site a safer way to report bullying, harassment, discrimination, and safety issues. Quiet, please. Hi, Rochelle. Welcome to Places She Shapes at Abbey Road Studios. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So this is part of our New Tracks series. So talking to women as they're coming up through their careers about the challenges that they're facing and their ambitions. So firstly, would you start by just telling us a bit about what you do for a living and the company that you work for?
Yeah. So I'm Rochelle and I work for a company called PPS in the Lake District, and I'm an electrician, a female electrician.
How did you get into being an electrician? Because it wasn't a straightforward story, was it?
No, so when I was in school, I did actually want to be an electrician, and my stepdad, he just totally put me off it, really. He was like, no, it's not a woman's job. I think he had like the best intentions. He was worried that I wouldn't have got accepted as an electrician, so I went off it, and I went into childcare, and then I was about 25, 26, and I thought, no, I'm still not happy. I'm going to just go and do it. And then here I am. I haven't looked back, to be honest. I'm glad I've done it.
So when you were a child and that seed to be an electrician, where did that come from? Did you know somebody who was an electrician?
No, it wasn't even just an electrician when I was younger. It was like an electrician or a joiner, and I don't know why. I liked being kept busy. That was just always something I wanted to do. My dad was in construction, but not necessarily. He wasn't like a joiner or an electrician. So I don't know. It was just something I was just genuinely just interested in doing.
And what were you like as a little girl?
My mum and dad would say I was a tomboy. I was just out the house constantly. They couldn't keep me in. Out building camps, and like my son's like it now. Like I used to just come back and they could just see like my eyes because I'd just be covered in mud or sticks and scratches and bruises. But yeah, just probably a wild child.
So you went into childcare and then mid-20s decided to be an electrician.
Yeah.
So at that age, how do you go about becoming an electrician?
So I was working full time. And I had to find a part-time job first because I thought I'll still need to work and support myself. And then I just got in touch with the local college and just said, how do I sign up for level 2 electrical? And then I signed up to that. And luckily for me, there was actually 3 of us there was a guy who was a bit older than me, and there was a girl the same age who decided to do it as well. And then I went there, done that for 2 years full time. And we got a work placement on. It was just to do like our off the job hours, and I was really lucky to find an apprenticeship it was like work experience, I suppose. And then I done my apprenticeship, and then I got my AM2 fully qualified.
So how long for people that don't know, how long do you do an apprenticeship for?
The total time was, I think it was like 3 years in total.
So 2 years at college full time, and then 3 years,
and then a year on the tools to like build your portfolio up and stuff.
Yeah, it's quite a commitment.
Yeah, it is. It's good though, and when you get your apprenticeship, obviously you're earning while you learn, so you're not without money for them, because apprenticeships, it's decent pay, so you're getting money while you're doing it, while you're training, so it's good.
And do you then specialise in certain areas, or?
I'm industrial, so I work at Sellafield, the nuclear site. So we do, at the minute, we're on CNC, a police building. So we just do like clean work, I suppose, like new installs and stuff like that.
Okay. So talk me through a normal day for you, work-wise.
So I get up really early and we do our pre-job brief at about 7 o'clock. and then that's it, we're out on the job. I've just started actually doing commissioning, which is testing the systems, so the construction side will install them, and then now I'm learning. I know how to test, but I'm learning the commissioning side, so we'll do all like dead tests and stuff, and then once they're all signed off, we get to put it live and then test all the live systems as well. So it's busy, but it's really good.
And what do you like about your job?
That you always learn, like constant. So I can actually remember when I first started, when I first got put on work experience, they paired me up and they were like, "You're going to work with Dougie." He was called, and he was about 60 something. He looked really grumpy, and he won't mind me saying this, I still speak to him now. He had a big beard, looked miserable, Scottish, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to go and work with this. And he's been the best person I've ever worked with. And I would always panic. I was like, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. And he said, look at my age. He was like, I still don't know everything. He said, you'll learn something new all the time. And that's what I like about it, I think. There's just always something you don't know.
Where do you think this ambition came from?
Do you know what? I don't know. I think it's just in me, because I just feel like I've always got to be doing something or learning something. I go to I do the gym as well, and like I just feel like I've always got to be busy, and it's the same with the gym. Like I'm like, right, I need to be doing this, and then with the work side, I'm like, right, I need to be doing this at work. I'm just got drive. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like I just can't sit still.
Don't know where that drive came from.
No, honestly, I don't know. I think I got pregnant when I was 18 with my daughter, and it's hard to like have a kid at that age. And then I think because I always knew I needed to do the best for her. So it was like, I don't know, I just always felt a drive to do something because I had to from then, kind of thing. Like you've got no one to fall back on, then you're pregnant, you've got a kid, you're like, right, I need to sort myself out. Not sort myself out, but like look after this little baby. And then I think it probably just came from there.
So that responsibility at a really young
Yeah.
age.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And what have been the challenges for you as a woman in construction and being an electrician?
I think probably just the usual that we all know about, like sexual harassment, and the culture and stuff isn't great. I mean, I love like listening to the stories and joining in with all the jokes and stuff, but I always think it's like women's, I don't know how to say intuition, is that the right word?
Yes.
You know when it's a joke, and then you know when someone's not right. And you get that quite often, and sometimes it's by people like senior to you as well, and then you're kind of stuck because you're like, oh God, what can I do? Um, that's probably the most major barrier. And the rest is just your general stuff, like PP stuff just isn't great. Like with PPE, waiting for weeks or months for like female pants and gloves, and I think, oh my God, it's like 2026. Like that should just be available for us. And flexibility in construction, I think that's a massive thing. I don't think you'll ever get women staying in construction if they don't improve flexibility.
So you mentioned that your day starts, your briefings at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lot of people, that is really hard. Yeah.
So luckily for me, my mum had retired, so she's always been able to watch my children. But if I didn't have that, then I wouldn't ever have done it, because my husband works in construction as well, and then who would have? No nursery opens at that time in the morning. So I just think that if they want people to stay in construction, then they've got to look at flexibility.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous.
So what excites you about the industry and what unsettles you?
Excites me. I think it's like kind of what I'm doing now. So they asked me to be on the commission do you want to do a bit of commissioning, Rochelle? Like, yeah, because it's like good opportunities. Like, there's always opportunities. You can go like, there's not just one path to go on. You can branch off into like many different paths. Like, there's commissioning, and there'd be like EV. There's just loads of different paths that you can take, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's probably the good thing.
Yeah. And what unsettles you, do you think, about it?
How that it's not moving forward for women. There's still, no matter how many initiatives that we've got now, it's still a problem. Like, there's still all these problems. And then my daughter actually wants to come into construction, and that's when I thought, I like, as much as I do love my job, I don't I still don't feel comfortable encouraging her into the industry because I think that we could do better for women.
She's seeing you as a role model. So
Yeah.
what are you saying to her? This episode of Places She Shapes is sponsored by JAC Project Management. JAC have been delivering stunning offices, providing expert advice, honest leadership, and a can-do attitude since 1979. Project management, cost consultancy, and contract administration for office fit-out and relocation projects. JAC creates spaces where people and businesses can thrive. You can find out more at jac-group.co.uk.
I think that we could do better for women.
She's seeing you as a role model. So what
Yeah.
are you saying to her?
At the minute, I'm just open with her. She's 15, so I'd tell her openly, like, what it's like and stuff, but she's had a really hard time at school for years, so I would just hate for her to had that in school and then carry on into a career where there's still gonna be a lot of barriers that she hits, so I'm just open with her and just say, "Look, like, it's great, but, like, there still is problems," and just be honest.
Mhm.
That's all I can do.
So you tell us about your app that you've started.
So I decided to build an app. It's not the actual app yet, but it will be an app. It's a platform at the minute. And the whole idea is that a company would adopt it, get their employees signed up, linked up, and then anyone, men or women, can report any bullying, harassment, discrimination, safety issues through this app, and it'd feed directly to their dashboard. Not just reporting, but that would be the main core. And then your employer's got workforce insights, I suppose. Then they can see what's happening, what they're good at, what they're not good at.
Mm.
Um, there's a female PPA directory on there, a community hub, what gives you like networking events. Because I didn't know any of that existed before I got on LinkedIn. I didn't know there was like women in construction events and things you can go to. And yeah, I didn't know about any of that. So it has all of that stuff on there. It's got flexibility requests or resources, period and menopause info, resources. It's just a central hub really for everyone in construction because I just feel like we don't have a voice on the ground. It's always higher up. We don't. We're
So,
just left to
so
fend.
you recognised that there was a challenge that needed addressing.
Yeah.
What made you actually go and create that platform?
I got a phone call. I was doing my shopping in Tesco and I'm in a union with Unite the Union. Don't know whether you've heard of it. They look after like loads of workers. And they put a survey out. It was a sexual harassment survey, and I didn't even answer it. I looked at it, and the first page, all the questions had a tick yeah, and I thought, nah, I'm not even bothering doing it. And they rang me and they said, oh, we put a survey out a couple of months ago, but the results are worse than what we thought they were going to be. Would you come to a meeting in London? That was in December, and I went, and it was horrific. The results from that, like they were just really awful. And then I thought I'd already been toying with the idea, and then I thought, right, I'm definitely going to push for this now.
Can you give me an example of some of the what was talked
Um,
about?
there was there was a lady that she'd been physically assaulted, sexually assaulted at work. There was loads. There was just all the questions. They were just all answered yes, yes. I think it was like 74% of women had been reported on that survey being sexually harassed at work and like shown indecent images and being the centre of jokes and those honestly countless things.
Do you know how many women there are in trades in construction? What the
One
percentage
to
is?
2%. I think there's 15% in construction on a whole, and then 1 to 2% are on the ground. So not many. Not at all.
You think, given the skill shortage, it seems crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And I think there'll be so much potential out there as well. Like my little girl, she's so clever. And I'm not just being biased, she genuinely is. And there'll be hundreds, thousands of girls like that, but I just don't see. I hope it does improve. And I think actually recruitment's been improving, but it's the retention, because on average, I think women only last about 5 years
Mm.
and then they drop off. But that, again, I think goes back to flexibility, because why, not saying that all women start a family, but if they are going to start a family, then
Mm.
how are they going to look after the kids?
Do you think if you'd started training to be an electrician, when you were 18 rather than mid-20s, you might have had a different experience, but because you're a bit older, it was slightly easier by the time you got in the workplace?
Yeah, I think so. And I think if I started when I was 18 and after I had my first daughter, I don't think I'd have had a second child, because I mean, luckily for me, I had my mum, but
Yeah,
if she hadn't retired by then, and
yeah,
I don't even think I'd have thought about having my little boy,
yeah.
because it would have just been impossible for me.
So you're with Grace has come with you today to
Yes.
the studio,
Yeah.
and she's an apprentice.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about how she's involved and what her journey is?
Yeah. So she, how long have I been on Grace's job? Maybe a year. And we just clicked. She's just dead funny. She's an absolute scream to work with. And she ended up jumping on, like, building the platform with me. We were just sat, and I was sat at work having a browse, and she went, "Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" And she kept doing that.
Mm.
And then I just went, "Wonder, why don't you just do it with me?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, go on then." And then she hopped on,
Yeah.
and then we done it. She won't have that long left on her apprenticeship. I think that she's due to come out of time, maybe September time. So
Yeah.
she's nervous about that, but she'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
She's great.
And have you got lots of female apprentices coming through?
Do you know what? There's Shepleys and PPS. So Shepleys have like PPS Electrical, and they've got mechanical, and I think there's 25. We had like a girls in construction event back in March, and there was 25 of us there. So that was really, really good to see. Like 25's
Yeah.
really good.
And how is the company going to make sure that they retain those people?
To be honest, my company they're pretty good, and I've spoke to um like the HR and stuff, and they're really open to. They're not like, they don't claim to know everything, and they're really open to me going to them and telling them how they can improve and
Mm.
etc. And they're quite I think they're just really friendly. Like, I feel like even if I was to go and say, if I was having any problems or anything, I feel like I would be able to go to my bosses and say, like, right, I'm thinking about leaving because of this. I think that they'd really, really try to keep me and retain me, and they do that for the girls as well.
Have you ever felt in your career that there's been a pressure to adapt or harden yourself?
Um, yeah, I think that's probably, it shouldn't be, but I would say that's the norm. I think that any woman does. Just, that's in a sense of like listening to the conversations and being a part of like jokes and that, and then you kind of say it yourself, "Oh well, tough, you chose to be in construction, suck it up." But then it really it shouldn't be like that at all. But definitely, there's been times. There was once when I think I was still an apprentice, and I was on one site, and I can't even remember what someone said at the time, but I can remember I went to the toilet and I cried, and I do not ever cry. And I just got in my car and went home, and I just texted my supervisor saying, "Oh, sorry, I've had to rush home. I'll be back in the morning." And I can't remember what it was over, but yeah, like you definitely have to harden yourself. Well, I feel like I've had to, yeah.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to younger women coming through?
It's difficult, isn't it? I think I will obviously welcome them with open arms, and there's so much stuff now where everyone's trying to do better, and I genuinely think companies are. I just don't think they get it right all the time.
Mm.
And I think that if you ever do feel uncomfortable or you want to report something, I think they just need to know, like, they can. There's people there who they can speak to, and who'll support them, and even the grumpy old men that look like the grumpy old men, they're usually not. They're usually probably one of the nicest people you can meet. So, yeah, don't be scared and give it a go. Come and try it.
Um, and sort of a final question, a part of yourself that you're learning to trust?
That I can do it. Can be so negative about myself, like, especially since building this platform and like opening all these run, because I would never have sat here and done a podcast. I'd have never been in rooms with people I've been in. And then sometimes I go on, my husband's like, "Will you stop being so negative about yourself? Just say it, like, say to yourself you can do it." So yeah, I just need to have confidence, I think. Like, learn to trust myself that, like, you're not doing anything wrong. I'm not winging anything. Like, you're literally a woman in construction just trying to improve construction, and that's what I'll carry on doing. My day job, and then trying to improve it for us all on the side.
So you've put yourself out there a bit in terms of social media,
Yeah.
and we connected on LinkedIn, didn't
Yeah.
we? How has that been for you?
Scary. It's been really good. It's given me so many opportunities. I'm so grateful, and I think now I've just started, well, trying to do like the selfie videos, and I'm like, "Oh, should I do one? Oh yeah, go on, I'll do one." And then I'll look at it and I'll think, "Should I post it?" And I'm like this, posting it. I'm like, "Oh, should I?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, quick post." But it's been really good, and it's opened loads of doors. And even if all I keep saying to myself is, even if Herbasix like didn't go the full way, even if it's torn apart and some parts are took out and integrated into how some current systems that people use, like, that would be amazing as well. As long as like people get the support, people will be able to report if they need to.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're obviously a very determined person. Can we talk a little bit about the bodybuilding?
Yeah, of course I can.
Tell
I'm
me a bit
about
about it.
3 weeks away from a show, so my veins will be all popping out and everything. Trained for like 8 years now, and I go to Chim's 24-hour gym, it's called, and he's my coach. And I just went in one day and we just got cracking. He was like, "Do you fancy doing a show?" And I was like, "Yeah, go on, why not?" And then that's it. I haven't looked back. And he literally, I've came here, I've been to McDonald's with Grace and Wingstop, and I'm sat there eating like chicken breast and rice cakes. And I text my coach and I was like, "I'm going to have a coffee. Does it have to be black?" "Yep, no milk." And I'm like, "Oh,
So
okay."
you're on a really strict diet at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
So is this your first show or
No, I've done a couple. So I've
okay.
done 2 or 3, I think. And then this year I've got one in Liverpool in 3 week, and then I've got one in Cumbria the week later, and then I'll see if I qualify for anything in there, I'll
So
do some more.
this is full spray tan and the
Yeah.
posing
You
things?
get them, but the bikinis that you get, they're so expensive. So I've just got a new bikini, and then you've got to get like 3 spray tans, and it's like that colour, like so dark. And then the nice makeup,
Yeah.
the nice heels. That's another thing. I would never have usually be the type of person to go like prancing on to do all these things. But I
Yeah.
think once you put the heels on, I just think, right, I'm just going to do it. I've got nothing to lose, have I? So, and I love it as
Amazing.
well. But
Amazing.
it is really good.
And what is it that you like about that? What
Um, the I just like that. How can I explain it? I like knowing that I can do that. Like, when I get to the end of it, I'm like, "Oh my God, like, look at what I done." Like, I said no to going out for a drink, or I said no to going out for food, and like, this is how far we got. And then I like after it, like, my mum will always bake me like a nice cake, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm dead excited to eat like a bit of cake." But no, I just like the discipline, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I love going to the gym. Like, after, even if I can't be bothered and waiting outside, I'm like, "Right, I'll have to go in." And then after it, them endorphins, you just feel absolutely amazing after it. Yeah.
If you could change 3 things about the industry, what would they be?
I change the culture, so it would just be a better working environment for everyone. I'd change flexibility and have start times at 8 a.m. and the perception of that it's just a man's world, and that everyone can just be inclusive and diverse, and
So you'd
it's
like to
welcome to
encourage
everyone. Yeah,
more diversity
more
into
diversity, yeah.
yeah, Great. So, as you know, the podcast is called Places She Shapes. So, we've got some shaping moments questions. The first one is places. So, you walk into a room with everyone you've ever met, dead or alive, excluding your immediate family. Who would you look for first and why?
Oh, I would. Am I counting friends or not?
You have friends, yeah, yeah.
I would probably look for Stacey, one of my friends. She's all, do you know, like one of them friends you don't get to live about 5 minutes away from each other. We don't get to see each other often, but we'll like just voice note about the randomest thing on like, I'll want to spoke to her for a week and I'll be like, oh, seeing something in the shop today reminds me of you, and then we'll chat for like 3 hours about absolutely nothing. Just someone who like I can go down to a house for a cuppa if I haven't seen for ages, and it's just like we haven't been apart for a minute.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And the she question is who's the woman that you turn to for advice and why?
And my mum. It's always my mum. I texted her this morning because I spilt oil on my gym leggings and they knew, and I was like, Mum, I've spilt oil on my gym leggings, what do I do? She's like, just wait till you get home and I'll clean them. Because she's lovely, God love her. And she'll do anything for me. I wouldn't be in construction if it wasn't for my mum. So I've got like literally everything to thank her for. God love her.
And in an ideal world, how would you shape your ideal day?
If I could get up, like nothing even crazy, if I could just get up and be able to wake my kids up and see them off to like breakfast club in the morning. Honestly, that's all. And I'd be happy as Larry. I'd be absolutely buzzing to be able to do that.
Yeah. Do you pick them up from school?
No.
You're not finished in time
No.
for that either?
No, unfortunately not. Which is fine, but I would like to have leeway and do like one. School doesn't open until 7:30, so it'd be really nice to come in at 8 o'clock in the morning. But hopefully one day it'll end up like that.
Rochelle, you've been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For coming.
Thank you.
If you've enjoyed this conversation, follow Places She Shapes wherever you listen to podcasts and subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss the rest of season 3.